Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Two Peas in a Pod podcast. I'm your host, General Daniel, and I'm joined by my second host. Say hello and state your name.
My name is Roberta. Just kidding. I'm kidding. It's not Roberta. My name is Amber Margaret from the Amber Margaret YouTube channel. It's very famous. You might know it. It's not actually, but hello.
And welcome to the Two Peas in a Pod podcast. Would you like to explain to them what a podcast is if this is somehow your first podcast? Which is, by the way, if our podcast is the first podcast, we feel blessed. Would you like to tell them what a podcast is?
If only you guys could see his face right now. He's got like the biggest eyes. But basically what a podcast is where people, in our case 2 people, sit down and they talk about a certain type of topic. Today's topic is going to be Christmas.
Christmas things like our favorite Christmas movies, our least favorite Christmas movies, our favorite Christmas traditions, our favorite Christmas things, what we love about Christmas, what we hate about Christmas. Can you please get your foot off me?
But I don't have a foot rest.
And we are very close together, but we have to be. Here, you want a foot rest?
It's cool.
Okay. I could sit on the floor.
I mean, that'd be great, but no.
Okay. So welcome to the podcast. So, shall we get into the topic? But do you have any I guess at the beginning of the podcast, even though this isn't on your channel, I thought we could get have some announcements to make on your channel. Like, any announcements that you might want to say before we get started with the podcast? Any announcements you might be important to your fellow viewers? Which I'll link her channel right down below.
If you guys want to see more of me, first of all, if you want, go subscribe to my channel. If you don't, no pressure. I'm just saying if you want. Second, I am doing Vlogmas up until Christmas. So, normally on my channel, you guys only see myself on Sundays, which you guys really seem to enjoy. But this month, from the 1st, I've been doing this since the 1st. It's the 10th now when we're doing this. I don't know if this is going to be up on the 10th. It really depends on his editing.
Either the 10th or the 11th.
But right now when we're doing this, it's the 10th, and I've been vlogging
December.
Since the 1st of December, and I'm going to the 25th. So, yeah.
So, I think any of my announcements, I have nothing really big coming up. Well, I guess the announcement is this podcast. So I'm planning. If you guys don't know, our schedule of podcast is doing 1 pod a month. Either 1 pod a month or 2 pods a month. It really does depend. So, are you ready to get into the Christmas topic? So, what do you want to start with first?
Traditions.
Traditions. We'll start with traditions. Okay, that's a hard word to say. Traditions. So would you like to start off with your traditions that maybe you do by yourself, maybe no one else knows, but they will know now. So what are some of your Christmas traditions you love to do during the holiday season?
One of the traditions that we do, it's on Christmas actually, and one of the traditions that we do is, well, I don't really know how long we've been doing this, but it's basically a tradition now, where there's these little you know where I'm going with this probably. There's these little cinnamon rolls from Costco, and we always get those, and we have them for Christmas morning breakfast.
They taste like heaven. They taste like if you take a chunk of heaven and plump it in my mouth and have me digest it. First of all, I would explode. But second of all, that's what they taste like. The cinnamon rolls, man, they're just deliciously. So any other, there's one Christmas tradition that I absolutely think is a staple of this family. I think it's a staple of what makes us human. I think it's a staple of people. It's a tradition you do by your own some. Do you mind if I share it? I'm going to share this anyway, because I know you're not going to share it. Back in the day, guys, okay, this is a bit personal information, but it's not super personal information. Actually, this is not personal information at all, is it?
Can I know?
No, you cannot know what it is.
I don't. Well, if I do it, then I should be told.
You'll be told.
But he's not going to tell me, of course.
Back in the day, before we had this YouTube channel, we used to pretend we made
us sound like we're old.
videos.
Oh, yeah.
And, we used to do gaming, but that wasn't too crazy, because technically you're talking to each other. That's the only time I pretended to make videos. Her, on the other hand, would you want to tell the story, or would you like me? About your Christmas. Don't touch it.
Okay. Okay. So.
You hold it. I just don't want it to be moved.
Okay. So basically, and I am not ashamed. He probably thinks I am, but I'm not. So we've wanted, I don't really know how long, but we've wanted for quite some time to be able to like show ourselves on YouTube and stuff. Mm-hmm. And what I used to do, I didn't do it for like, I'm not saying, oh, I've done it for like forever. No. But I did it for like, I don't know, 3?
Oh, years, like 4 or 5 years.
I'd say 3 or 4.
Ever since 2013, I think you started doing it.
I don't know. It might have been ever since I started watching videos like that. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that every time, it wasn't always on Christmas, but sometimes if we weren't doing anything on Christmas, I did it. I would pretend that I was filming a what I got for Christmas video, because no matter what time of like the year it was or whatever, those were my favorite videos to watch, and I always wanted to film one. But then we couldn't show ourselves on YouTube. I don't know if we even had a YouTube channel then. When I first started, but I actually get to like actually film it this time, so
like last year,
I won't be crazy.
Last year we had a channel, but we couldn't like show ourselves on YouTube yet. So she did last year, and it was hilarious, really funny. So next thing, any more Christmas traditions that we love to do? Oh, we also get our dad. I put jerky into his stocking every year.
That's just a tradition of yours, though.
It's a tradition of our family statement. So now let's talk about our least favorite. Now let's talk about personal traditions that me and you may just do. I'll let you go first.
Personal.
Or maybe not traditions, just things like you do around Christmas time that you do in your personal privacy.
I can never sleep on Christmas Eve. That's not a tradition, but I can never sleep.
Well, technically it is.
Actually, let me rephrase that. I can usually never sleep on Christmas Eve because I'm excited for Christmas. Mm-hmm. But last year, I actually slept on Christmas Eve.
Probably because you had me with you.
I doubt it, but...
And we mingled. I'm gonna cut this out. Thank you. Same with me. Like, I cannot... Like, as soon as it says Christmas... Because it's like the hype. It's like the hype is killing... Why are you on Instagram?
Sorry, I'm posting while we're filming.
It's because the hype is real. Your blood is so pumped out of your mind. So that's why you kind of have, I don't want to say anticipation, but it kind of is like anticipation, isn't it?
Kind of.
Like, it's like you're so excited. Oh gosh, that is horrifying.
Okay.
I will be in my dreams.
Continue on.
So we are only 8 minutes in. But guys, traditions is what? Now, let's get into our least favorite traditions that we do personally. What is something you do that you're not proud that you do? What is it? Some traditions that you're not proud that you do. It's very detailed.
Oh. Like... I guess it would technically be 2 years ago, technically. Was the last time I did it. I don't know when I started this, but... And I'm not proud of this ever. Ever? I'm not proud of this at all. Sometimes... children can be very nosy people.
Oh my goodness.
Why you say that? You already knew this. I think you did it once too, but it was only once. But don't worry, I didn't do it through my whole entire childhood. I'm not saying I'm not a child anymore. I'm just saying
she's an old woman.
But when like presents were wrapped or whatever, I would always like go up to them and like look at them. Like, I'm not saying, oh, I did what some kids do, where they go to the presents underneath the tree. They lose their train of thought. No. And they look for their name, and then they pick it up and they like shake it, you know?
Is that on Finn's story?
What?
That.
No, it was just a random thing.
Oh.
Anyways, Like I'm pretty sure I've seen that in some like Christmas movies or
Some
something.
kids like just measure it, like they measure the gifts.
They measure like how big it is or
I
whatever.
don't know if I have any things that I don't like doing. Every tradition or things I do around the holidays, I love. I'm a very resourceful person, even though there's things that we'll get to maybe another episode of Two Pieces of the Pot. Some things that we do that are absolutely insane. So now let's get to some of our favorite Christmas movies. We're gonna go a bit in depth. So let's start off with. I was gonna start with It's a Wonderful Life, but you have not seen it, and I don't want to spoil it. So let's start off with the classic, the original cartoon, the original Dr. Seuss animated film, The Grinch. Would you like to take this away, Sawyer?
Me personally, I love The Grinch. Like, no, was I like, when I was like younger, was I like a big Dr. Seuss fan? No. I did read it, but like I wasn't like a big Dr. Seuss fan, but I've still always loved The Grinch. And I do love like the little cartoon or whatever. I do kind of wish it was longer, but to be honest, they pretty much did everything that like these like newer movies show. But these newer movies add extra things to make the movies longer.
They did what they did in the book. He goes in and he wants to steal Christmas. These ones, especially the Jim Carrey one, is almost 2 hours. They try to add all this junk, and really, it's just a simple story about a guy who doesn't like Christmas. He wants to steal Christmas, but when he realizes Christmas is more than the toys and all that stuff, he goes back, and his heart, it gets bigger.
Literally.
He has a heart attack and he dies. So what do you think that it has not much dialogue besides of the narrator? Which, by the way, the narrator has a lovely voice. I want his voice. I know you do too.
That would be weird.
Well,
what?
did you not hear what I just said? Like, what do you think? Do you think it's like, besides the narrator, do you think the Grinch needs to say more things, or do you think the couple lines that he does say is good enough?
In my personal opinion, I think that what he says is good enough, because when I picture like the Grinch or whatever, like a guy that's like grouchy all the time, especially around Christmas, I don't picture him being somebody that says a lot of words, like talks a lot.
Yeah, when you're a grouch, you don't I guess express your grouchiness through of words. You express it through of motion and face, and I should know, because you're grouchy a lot. Do you find the film funny?
I find the film funny. No, not really. It's still good, I just don't really find it funny.
There's some very fun moments, but overall, out of the general Daniel rating, I'm fine giving this movie an A+.
I agree.
Okay, now let's move on to the Jim Carrey Grinch, which is, it's not as good. But as of the live action, and not live, as of the retelling of the Grinch, it's pretty good. So, what do you think of the Jim Carrey 19-year-old The Grinch from 2000? Yeah, we have the most monkeyest setup. We're literally like glued together.
I wouldn't necessarily say that it's my favorite Grinch, but I don't think that it's too bad necessarily. But I just don't think that out of the 3 Grinches that I've seen, I think there's only been 3 that they've made anyway.
There's mostly only 3. Well, there was the Grinch versus the Cat in the Hat, and there was also a Grinch Halloween version.
But I don't think that it's actually too bad. Some people don't like it, but I don't think it's like terrible,
It loses the spark of the original. It doesn't have that flair of the original. It's far too long, coming at, I think, an hour and 40 minutes? Yeah, I think it's an hour and 40 minutes. Do you want to recheck that, Tom? Do a fact check. I think it's an hour and 40 minutes, but still, it's far too long. It's not funny. Jim Carrey is probably the best part of this movie. He's really fun as the Grinch. The movie is just... It's actually kind of horrifying. The Who's look messed up.
Fantastic.
The Who's look absolutely horrifying. It's overall, it's not a terrible movie. It just doesn't have the same spark. The direction is flat. overall, as a movie, and overall, I think the Grinch is too nice in that movie. We'll get to the one when we talk about the 2018 Grinch in a second, but he's too nice, I think. Yes, he does some horrible things like freaking... I just realized, the Grinch, yes, I know he's a mean guy, but he literally tries to kill Cindy Lou Who. When he wraps her up in paper and puts these in the things that smushes, he was literally going to murder Cindy Lou Who. How do you feel? I feel horrible. Overall, as a movie, I would probably give it about a C+. I probably would like it less, but I've seen it so many times, it's kind of just background noise. So I'll probably give it like a C+.
I'd give it like a B-.
Now let's get on to the 2018 Grinch, which, thinking about it, I might like it the same as the Jim Carrey one. Okay, let's talk about what works. Benedict Cumberbatch as the Grinch is a very good choice if they would have kept his voice. They did something wrong. They like messed up his voice. I'll let you talk about this movie first.
I've seen this movie twice. It's on Netflix. And I've seen it twice, and it's...
Sponsored.
It's not sponsored.
Sponsor me, Netflix.
It's pretty...
Please.
It's pretty good.
I love you. Okay. I'm done.
It's a pretty good...
I was going to say anything.
It's a pretty good movie. I need an armrest.
Use this. Yes,
it's a pretty good movie, me personally. There is like some
nudity
things you wish you didn't see.
Besides, what do you think of Benedict Cumberbatch as the Grinchy?
He is really good. Yes, like he said, they did change his voice, but I still think he did very well.
The movie's fine. It's Illumination typical. And what I mean by Illumination typical, it has the same Illumination jokes, you know, the potty jokes, the fart jokes, the poop jokes. There's not really any smart humor. And the film, the animation's fine. I would probably give it about a B-. I think I like it just a tad bit hairier than the Jim Carrey version, so I'll probably give it about a, I don't know, probably a B-. Maybe, probably a B-.
I would give it a B+.
Okay, now let's move on. Let's get out of the Grinch category because we haven't seen the Grinch Halloween 1 or Grinch versus the Cat in the Hat. Yeah, did you know the Grinch fights the Cat in the Hat?
No.
So now let's move on to what we can't go to It's a Wonderful Life. We're gonna have to do an episode on that or something. I've talked about it on my channel before. That was a long time ago. It was about almost a year coming this month. I keep dropping my wand. So now let's talk about an absolute... Let's talk about, before we get into the Home Alone, let's talk about something that might be... We forgot the Flintstones thing. And okay, thing that we watch every single year that's so nostalgic. A Flintstones Christmas Carol. The basic plot of this film, it's a Flintstones sadistic that tells of the Flintstones play. What do you think of the Flintstones Carol that we've seen since I can remember?
I really like it. I think it's really good. I mean, I'm not 100% sure if it would be like beat like the original Christmas Carol, but they did pretty good for it being a Flintstone thing.
Well, I know it's not the original Christmas Carol because the original Christmas Carol is like 2 hours and this is like...
I didn't say it was the
original. An hour. I know, but I'm just saying. I think it's funny. I think there's a lot of good jokes that land. I think there's a lot... What is it, 18 minutes? Holy moly. I think there's a lot of smart humor in the Flintstones that really make this one pop, and there's a lot of really fun jokes in it. Okay, is it great? No. Is Fred a bit of a jerk?
Yes.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Can we talk about how Tom Simon's Fred is just the worst parent? Would you like to mention some things that Fred does in this movie that is just the worst father thing in the world?
He left his child at Cave Daycare.
Daycare. He left Pebbles. Bam Bam had to pick Pebbles up.
Bernie.
Yes. Yeah, but Bam Bam was there.
Well, yes.
So see, Bam Bam picked him up.
Was also at Cave Care.
Cave Care. That is such an excellent name. I want to go to Cave Care. Imagine if you're just walking around and be like, hey, where do you go? You can say, hey, I go to Cave Care. It sounds like they take care of caves there. You know what I mean? And also, he's the worst husband. But technically, not Velma. What's her name?
Wilma.
Velma. Wilma is a bit of a... She's a bit over... But overall, the Flintstones is a super fun time. And I'm going to give it an A.
I'm going to give it an A also.
Cool. So now let's move on to the Charlie Brown Christmas special. Do you remember we watched this? It was on every year for TV. We don't watch it anymore because, it's sad we don't get cable. Sounds like we sound like such old people. A long, long time ago, we don't get cable. But, okay, first of all, Charlie Brown is... the Charlie Brown episode, Christmas, specials, the Thanksgiving one, the Halloween one. Halloween one, the Great Pumpkin, might be my favorite one. And then we got the Christmas special. Charlie Brown is the most depressed kid ever. I thought, you were depressed. This kid... Oh, gosh. I thought you were depressed. This is the most depressed kid, ever. Let's get your opinion on the Charlie Brown and the Christmas special. What is your, memories watching this one?
What I remember is it pretty much always came on, close to, Christmas, pretty close to Christmas. And we would just be doing something or whatever, and then we would be told that in a certain number of time or whatever they were gonna play the Charlie Brown Christmas thing, and we liked it. I don't think we really liked it as much as the Great Pumpkin one.
I love the Great Pumpkin one,
but we did like it, so obviously we did watch it. We also did used to watch the cartoon Grinch on the TV as well.
We also used to watch the Thanksgiving one, where they would make stuff that you wouldn't actually make at a real Thanksgiving meal, like gingerbread. Can we talk about Charlie Brown and how depressed that kid truly is? He has no parents. Seriously, he does, and I think he's an orphan. Or if they do have parents, I just realized the Peanuts movie, the Peanuts films and cartoons and comics. Have you ever read the Peanuts comic books before?
No.
Fun fact, yes, because I'm an ancient man and I know this. Do you know the Charlie Brown comic books before the creative the Peanuts films? They used to come in newspapers. You get a little shrivel of comic book before the creator of the Charlie Brown. Can we talk about Charlie Brown's Christmas tree? What do you think of his twig? Can you call it even a tree? A tree? Okay.
I love his tree.
I love Linus and everyone, especially Linus. Linus and Snoopy might be my two favorite characters. I don't know, because but they are the worst friends, especially Snoopy. Snoopy is just an absolute jerk. And what's her name? That black-haired kid. I can't remember her name.
Lucy.
Lucy?
Yeah.
I thought that was blonde hair one.
Wait, no, Sally.
Sally?
Sally, I think.
Sally is a jerk to yeah, Sally or... I'll look it up later.
It's Sally or Lucy. It's one of those.
Hold on, guys. If you hear me speaking, talk to them as I seriously.
We're trying to look up if it's Sally or Lucy, the one with the black hair and the blue dress, because we don't know.
You guys hear me talking, I'm just using Google Translator, so. Lucy. I'll cut that out, guys. Don't worry, you won't have to listen to it. Not the movie. I need to find the P. Oh no, I need to find the P. Talk to them as I find the P.
Hello, guys. Welcome to my podcast. It's mine now. I'm taking it over.
The 1P? 1P in a pod?
Yes.
I can't find the P. So, you know what? Guys, I'll look it up later. Yeah, but she's a jerk to Linus. Not Linus. Snoopy. And then we got the one that calls Linus the sweet baboon. You know
Which is either Sally or Lucy.
I have no clue what are their names. I'm actually really serious. I have no clue what on earth their names are. And also, can we talk about... I love the ending, though. I think I love the ending better than the Great Pumpkins. Even though they were jerks to Charlie Brown, they still made his Christmas tree and all that great stuff. So many other cartoons that we used to watch back in the day. The Flintstones always came on TV, but we had it, so there was no point of watching it on TV because we had it without commercials. And I think, I'm trying to think, was there any other okay, there was also a lot of different shorts, there was the Kung Fu Panda, Christmas one. There was a How to Train Your Dragon one. What do you think of those? And there was also the Shrek one. What do you think of, like, I guess the DreamWorks Christmas short
I
phase?
wasn't the biggest fan of them, to be honest.
I think my favorite one might have been the Kung Fu Panda one. I think that might have been my favorite.
I did like the Kung Fu Panda.
Shrek had the best Halloween one, which traumatized me as a child. You know that? The gingerbread thing? It's creepy, man. You know it's creepy. You were scared of it, too. You know you were. Those were fine. Oh, we didn't rate Charlie Brown and the Christmas tree. Christmas thing. Why not? A+. Really enjoy it. What would you give Charlie Brown and the Christmas tree? Christmas holiday?
A+.
Okay, now let's move on to the 2 Home Alones. We have not watched them this year yet, but we always watch them. Let's start off with Home Alone. How about you give your straight opinion and your thoughts? First of all, do you remember the first time you saw Home Alone?
No.
I have no clue. I've just seen it so many times it's ingrained in my brain. Let's tell us what you think of Home Alone. We should have brought water.
I think Home Alone is great, me personally. It is definitely one of my favorite Christmas movies ever to watch, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
So, I mean, like, and then, like, my favorite scenes, even though some of them are pretty painful, but my favorite scene is like, the whole, like, robber scene.
Oh, the whole, like, booby trap sequence? Can you go get us some water? Because I'm dying of thirst.
I could.
Yeah, I'll tell them what I think of Home Alone and you go get us
And I will.
a beverage.
You know why?
Why?
Because I'm thirsty. But if I wasn't thirsty, you'd be out of luck.
Oh, could you do me colored water? What?
Yes, let's do that later.
Yeah, you can give me some colored water?
Colored water?
Yeah.
Sure, Your Majesty.
So overall, my thoughts on Home Alone, I love the booby trap sequence. It's very painful. Like, this is a violent movie. Like, this is a brutal, like, it's not supposed to, like, it's supposed to be very fun and lighthearted. And, like, yes, I understand he's defending himself in a very fun and playful way. But my goodness, some of those sequences, Disney kind of, especially when, one of the robbers they're climbing these stairs and, Kevin kind of put this, like, black stuff that kind of makes them stick, and you see the nail. And first of all, the editing and timing of this entire film, but this sequence makes me cringe so hard every time I'm seeing it. I'm like, oh, watch out for that. And then you hear the scream, and then the whole timing when he falls over. And it's, first of all, it's perfect. This entire movie, yes, but like just kind of like Charlie Brown's friends, this family of Kevin's is just an absolute worst family. His mom, his dad, his cousins, his brother, everyone is just absolutely horrible to him. But it kind of makes sense. And then when his family actually does end up forgetting him, or as he thinks makes his family disappear, you actually do feel that, you actually do feel what he's doing. But then later on in the film, it's a good message that, yes, you might hate your family, or there might be a lot of troubles in the family. But what if you hadn't gone for a couple of days and weeks, or even a year or something? What would you miss him? And it's a good message. Kevin is just great in the movie. I can't remember his name. What is Macaulay Culkin? Macaulay Culkin is absolutely great as Kevin. This was his big performance, and he hasn't been able to top his performance since, because he doesn't do acting anymore. He has no interest in acting. I've only seen him in Home Alone films. I've seen him in a couple like slips of other things now. And what he does now, it's cool. He has a family. He has a wife or girlfriend or something, and he has a cool family. He has a cool life, and he has a cool relationship and everything. We're gonna be taking a period break. Did you start well? Thank you. I was just talking about Macaulay Culkin. Speaking of Macaulay Culkin, do you think that looks like a Macaulay Culkin? Do you think I look like Macaulay Culkin?
I see it.
Macaulay Culkin. Macaulay Culkin. How do you say his Macaulay Culkin? How do you say his bloody last name?
I don't know. Don't ask me, because I do not know.
You were saying your thoughts on Home Alone before I disturbed you.
Oh, I was. this isn't a full-on review here. I don't think it is. But it's...
I'm drinking. This can't be silence. You gotta tell him something about Home Alone. Talk about Macaulay Culkin. Not about how we kind of look the same.
They really do, though. Especially with just the face. I know, you guys are surprised that I know who that is. I know. I'm surprised, too.
Probably because I mentioned Home Alone, then I mentioned Macaulay Culkin. If I just mentioned Macaulay Culkin, you'd be like, who? Most likely. Do you remember this story?
There's been many stories. You need to be more specific about which story.
With Home Alone 2? I think we were at our Nan's house, remember? We were at our Nan's house, as I used to call her. And she had this little old box TV in the computer room.
Oh, yeah.
I think Home Alone 2 was on TV, and we watched it, and she couldn't stop laughing. She was dying. So let's talk about Home Alone 2. Can I tell you a secret about Home Alone 2? I think we've said this. I don't think it's better than the first one, but I think the trap scene is more funnier than the first one. What do you think of Home Alone 2? First of all, what do you think of Home Alone 2 and the booby trap sequence?
No way, Jose.
What do you mean, no way, Jose?
Well, basically, what I'm trying to say is that I wasn't the biggest... I don't know, I'm not really the biggest fan of Home Alone 2.
Either am I,
Like,
but
that's just kind of dumb.
I think...
Not gonna lie.
Okay, it's a rehash of the first one. The trap... The traps are the same. The scenario's the same. He literally learns the exact same lesson from the first one the same. But I think we said this last year. I think we find the actual final scene to be more funnier. See?
See.
Should we talk about how violent the robbers are first? Or should we talk about how violent Kevin is as a human being first?
I don't know.
What do you want to go with first? Should we talk about Kevin since we're talking about Home Alone 2?
Might as well.
Okay. I'll mention a couple, then you can mention some of the sequences of the White Rabbits and like the first one. First of them, yes, I know he's trying to defend himself. But you remember when they see him and then they're like, you know, they're kind of talking to him, and literally, instead of maybe throwing like water balloons or maybe pillows, he literally throws bricks at their heads. Do you think you'd survive a straight brick throw to your head?
No. Definitely 100% no.
Oh, there's a video I want to recommend for you. Doctors react to the end of Home Alone 2. It's pretty good. I recommend that one to you.
Maybe.
Would you like to talk about the wet bandits in Home Alone 1? How messed up they are as human beings. One of them trying to bite off little Kevin McAllister's fingers.
I know. You know, me personally, that's just messed up.
Like if the old guy didn't come, Kevin McAllister, if their parents came home, they'd be like, "What happened to your fingers?" "Oh, this burglar bit them off. I can't talk.
I know.
Does the church scene make you cry? When Kevin's talking to the old guy who they think he's a serial killer?
Almost. All the time, almost.
What do you mean almost?
Like, it just gets you. You know?
A little trivia for you. Who composed the music for the first two Home Alones? He's my favorite composer for movies. Do you want a hint?
Oh, I'm guessing?
Yeah, you're guessing. Why would I guess? I know what the answer is. Do you want?
Why am I guessing though?
Because I just want to see if you know. You want to hit?
Well, I don't. Fine.
It's Star Wars, Jaws, Indiana Jones, E.T. There's your hint. And is
what was his name?
his name starts with a J.
Wait, Thorn. No, I think of someone else.
The first one was right, John. What do you think about George Lucas? It's John Williams.
Same thing.
What do you think of the score
What?
of Home Alone?
What do you mean of the score?
Like the do 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 do
Oh, it's
do.
I think it really gets you
That's good workout music. So, you want to grade Home Alone 1 and 2? I'm not going to grade the first one because I'm going to review it, so I'll grade the second one. I'll give the second one a B.
I'm gonna give the second one a B also, and I'll give the first one like a A.
Okay, so now we're on to the final segment. Now that we talked every movie besides The Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Have you seen Die Hard? No. Oh, we got to talk about Gremlins. That's a Christmas movie.
Not really.
Oh, fine. Okay, pause it. Now we're moving on to different segment. Our last segment, and then we got some announcements to make at the end. In the 36-minute mark, we're going to be exactly on time. Our last Christmas thing. What do you love about Christmas, and what do you hate about Christmas? I'll let you go first.
There is nothing, and I'm not saying you are, but you can think I'm lying all you want. But there is nothing that I hate about Christmas. And what I love about Christmas.
You're distracted.
Oh my goodness. Fast foods have Instagrams.
Wait, Carl's Jr. has an Instagram?
So cool. Panda
has an Instagram?
Okay, we're getting
In-N-Out has 2 Instagrams?
Yes, In-N-Out has 2. It has In-N-Out and Shop In-N-Out.
Okay. You were saying.
There's nothing that I hate, and what I love about it, my favorite thing is probably that we all get to be together because nobody's like working. Nobody has school or anything.
Like, absolute favorite, like some of
Yeah.
your favorite things.
Some of my favorite things. Obviously that we all get to be together. The breakfast.
Oh my gosh, the breakfast. Would you like to explain the breakfast?
It's these delicious mini cinnamon rolls from Costco, and they are everything. Okay. And I'll name one more thing. We don't.
Stop! How many followers would you have?
446,000.
That's it?
Well, if you really think about it, how many people are going to follow a fast food?
You.
Yeah. But anyways, and we don't always do this, but we have done it before.
The birth of Jesus.
Let me finish.
Okay.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
We've done it, I think maybe once or something before. I think. I could be wrong. You'll find out in a second. Watching Christmas movies on Christmas. I think we did that like once or something before.
Oh yeah, we have.
And then, of course, the birth of Jesus.
That is just a whopping 2 thumbs up from me. And overall, my total experience with Christmas, there's so many things I love. Is there anything you don't really like about Christmas? Like
Not that I can think of,
Like
no.
the vibe, like the whole I guess, of Christmas. Could you say it's an of Christmas?
There is nothing that I don't like about it.
Okay, let me tell you guys me. What I love about Christmas is just the like a lot of things that she mentioned, just the family, just the being together, of course, the birth of Jesus. So we're gonna be wrapping this segment up here, but we got some announcements to make, and we're gonna be plugging our social medias down your throat. So do you want to do announcements first, or do you want to do social media plugging throat down first?
Do you, man?
Okay, we'll do social media first. I can't actually give you guys links for her Instagram and mine. I'll give you her link for her channel, but I'll give you guys my link for my Instagram. I guess what would it be, name? Yeah, the name will be down below. It's Daniel_Daniel77, and you can plug in your channel and your Stranger Things channel and your Instagram, and I'll put the 2 channels, and I'll put the name of the Instagram down in the description.
My channel is Amber Margaret. My Stranger Things channel, Stranger Things fan page, and then my Instagram is Annie.LeBlanc_fan11.
Can you should really change it to a shorter name.
I thought about it.
Okay, so those are all not the announcements. Those are all the plugins. So now, can we get to some of the announcements about the podcast? So, would you like to like? I just need to tell you something. Can I get deep with you? Can I get emotional? I don't like to get deep on YouTube because it's a very like happy thing, you know what I mean? It's a very fun thing, but I think occasionally you can get depressing and you can get dark on YouTube, I feel. Can't you? Okay. I don't want this to take up too much time, like only like 10 minutes of the time. So we'll be out here like a 50-minute mark, which is a great mark for the podcast. At least the first episode of it. What do you want to really do with your YouTube channel? Like, what are you planning on doing? Like, let's say this whole COPPA thing. Let's not talk about that. It's too depressing. What do you want your channel to be known for in, like, the next... What do you want to really do in the next, like, 10 years of YouTube?
I haven't thought about that. I wasn't prepared for this question. I didn't know.
The first things that pop on top of your head. Like,
I have no clue. No clue at all. I was gonna ask this question. I wasn't prepared. You didn't be prepared. You should have told me that you were gonna ask this question so I could have been prepared.
You don't know what you want to be known. Okay, here's a better question. You can't answer this. What do you want to be known for in the next like 40 to 50 years? Wait, you'll still be hopefully alive. What do you want to be known for in the next like 100 years if this world is still, you know, and it'll snow? That's kind of cool. If the world is still around, what do you want to be known for of your YouTube? Like, what do you want people to recognize you of?
Like, from my YouTube? Like, what do I want them to, like, recognize me from?
Well, this podcast is all about, like, YouTube and stuff. It's not about personal life.
Well,
so,
I know, but,
yeah.
like...
Yeah.
Maybe my vlogs, I guess? I don't know.
So, what do you want to improve of your YouTube? Because there's always something you can be improving. There's always stuff you can, like, keep on improving. What's some of the stuff that you want to improve going forward?
Definitely my editing, probably.
Editing?
I mean, is it like the most terrible thing? No, because I have edited before I started showing myself on YouTube, but I would like that to like improve more. You know what I mean?
Do you think, and be honest, do you think YouTube has distracted you from things in any like made you think about YouTube instead of thinking about like maybe a big test on school?
Sometimes YouTube can distract, but I wouldn't say like as like what you said. I don't remember what you said already. But like what it hasn't done that. But I mean it obviously does distract, obviously.
Look.
Okay.
So yeah. Are you gonna ask me?
What about you, man?
What about me? I want to be known for being a person. I love YouTube. I love talking about movies. But in like the next 20 to 25 years, even on this platform myself, I want to be known for making movies. You know, I want to be known for. I don't know. It's one of those things that, you know, you don't want to think about too much because it's very depressing, you know what I mean? But the thing is, you have to think about eventually to get your mind set. What is your goals for your life besides being manager of In-N-Out? Like, what is your life goals that you want to achieve? Like, what is your dream goals? I didn't say dream job, but what is your dream goals?
To pass all the grades in school once.
That is your dream goals in life. My dream goal is to just get up there and get up there. Wait, Nod says an Instagram? Oh my god.
So does Disneyland and Universal Studios.
I knew they did, but to just go up there and just like make movies, because movies is kind of something that you can like. Movies is my passion. I actually don't know. What is your passion actually? Like what is like your passion? You know what passion passion means, do you?
I don't know if I have one.
You don't. Everyone has a passion.
What do you mean by passion?
Like, my passion is to make movies, like, talk about them, direct them. What is your passion? Like, what is the one thing you want to do and you're gonna do, like, that you want to do no matter what? Like, what drives you when you get up in the bed in the morning? Like, what drives you?
I'm so confused by this question.
Like, what drives you? Like, what do you want to do? Like, what is your main goal? What is your main passion? Like, what do you like to do? What do you want to do?
What do I want to do?
Like, yeah, what do you want to do? It's not that hard of a question. It's not rocket science.
It's pretty hard if you ask me.
It's pretty hard. Can I ask you another question? I know it's getting all sloppy, but can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I'm going to ask all my guests. So, only you once. Do you believe the Earth is around? Do you believe the Earth is flat?
Like I told you, like, a couple of days ago, like 3 days ago or something, I did kind of, like, I didn't have my heart set on that it was flat, but I did kind of believe it was flat.
So do you?
I just told you.
No, I mean, do you? Yes or no?
Half and half.
What do you mean half and half?
What I mean is half and half.
You have proof.
So, in that case, no.
Because
I have proof.
Yes. So, any other, like, questions you want to ask me? How about you ask me one question, and then we'll wrap up. Because we already plugged our social medias down people's throats.
What's your dream job?
What's my dream job?
What is your goal?
Be a director.
You heard it here first, people. He wants to work at Carl's Jr.
I said be a director.
I know.
So, can I just ask you something? Where did you think of the name Two Peas in a Pod? Because you thought of it you said of it on thing, and might as well just say it here so people know why we decided the name Two Peas in a Pod.
Okay, so I mentioned this on my Vlogmas video that I'm filming today. But the reason why it is called Two Peas in a Pod is because one time he was sad about something. We won't go into that much detail. But one time he was sad about something, and I was telling him that him and I were close buddies. We're like two peas in a pod because, like, that, I guess, kind of stands for, like, a very close, like, friendship.
Sounds like a brony.
So I said Two Peas in a Pod, and then he starts randomly bursting out this podcast called Two Peas in a Pod, and that's how it came.
And we got our logo. By the way, I didn't make the logo. I just put Two Peas in a Pod in the first thing that popped. I hope you guys enjoy the logo. I hope you guys enjoy the logo, guys. That is the very first episode of Two Peas in a Pod. We're going about 47 minutes with about editing. It'll probably be like 46 minutes, guys. I had a blast doing this. I cannot wait to see you guys next month in January. We gotta plan some things in January. I'm not gonna edit right away. She's actually gonna stay in here and we'll practice something. She knows what I'm talking about. And then I'll get editing. It's gonna be a busy day from the busy night, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. As always, guys, just thank you. Just would you like to say one more lovely word to the folks before we say goodbye?
Thanks for watching the first episode of Two Peas in a Pod podcast.
Let me ask you one more question really quick. I just realized you're going to be on my channel once a month. How does it feel?
Good.
I can't see the thumbs up.
Good.
Okay, so that is the very first episode of Two Peas in a Pod. As I said, all links are down below. Names, description, all that. If you guys have any ideas for a topic for January, because we need a topic for January, don't we? So if you guys have any ideas for topics for January, I would love link them down below in the comment section. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this first episode of Two Peas in a Pod podcast, and I'll see you guys next time. General out.